My girlfriend dumped me for being unstable, so I waited until I was successful to destroy her.
Priya and I had been together almost 2 years. We were at her dining table, dinner going cold, her laptop open between us like a third person in the room. She'd been somewhere else all evening. I noticed but didn't push. Then she closed the laptop and looked straight at me. "I'd been thinking," she said. I set down my fork. She pulled in a slow breath. "About us. About where this is going." She pressed her lips together. "You pour everything into this photography thing, but Marcus, nothing is actually happening. I need someone stable. Someone with a real trajectory." Something hollow opened up in my chest. "So I'm behind schedule for you." "It's not like that," she said quickly, but she didn't add anything to it. I thought about every 4 a.m. edit session she never knew existed. Every rejection email I absorbed quietly before she woke up. Every weekend shoot I drove hours for without mentioning it because she'd sigh and say I was chasing clouds. I just nodded. "Okay, I understand." She looked almost relieved. That part stung more than everything else. Her things left in stages over the following week. A cardigan, her charger, a plant she'd brought over and then forgotten about. I left earlier each morning, stayed later, shot more, edited harder. The silence was actually useful. Then her posts started appearing. A guy named Derek, gallery openings, weekend trips with check-in tags. He had a title in his bio and a tailored blazer in every photo. She looked happy in the way people look happy when they're performing it. I locked my phone and went back to work. That's when things shifted in a way I hadn't planned for. A magazine editor I'd submitted to 8 months earlier replied. She wanted 3 of my images for a feature spread. Then an agency reached out about a campaign. Then the agency introduced me to their client, and the client offered a 6-month contract worth more money than I'd made in the previous 3 years combined. I sat with that email open for 2 hours before responding. I told no one. Around that time I met Sarah at a gallery opening I was shooting for a client. She asked about my process without making it a test. When I mentioned the hours I kept, she tilted her head and said, "That kind of focus usually means something real is building." I said, "Starting to feel that way." She smiled. No follow-up interrogation. No performance review. Just conversation. We started spending time together. Consistent and unforced. It felt like exhaling after holding my breath for 2 years. About 5 months later, I was setting up a shoot downtown when I heard my name. Priya, walking toward me with an uncertain smile. Derek noticeably absent. "You look different," she said. I adjusted my lens cap. "Do I?" She glanced at the equipment around me. "I've seen your work. The magazine spread. The campaign." She paused. "I didn't realize it was all building like that." "I know," I said. She looked down briefly, then back up. "Derek and I ended. He was exciting for about 6 weeks and then he just wasn't interested unless there was an audience." She laughed softly, but it didn't land. "I've been thinking about the things I said to you. I didn't fill the silence. I underestimated you," she said quietly. "I think about that a lot." Then a hand rested lightly on my shoulder. I turned. "Sarah." She looked between us, easy and unhurried. "Ready? They're waiting on us." "Yeah." I looked back at Priya. "This is Sarah. We're together." Sarah smiled, warm and unbothered. "Hey." Priya returned it with effort. "Hey." A beat passed. She looked at me. "You moved on fast." I picked up my camera bag. "I didn't move on fast. I just didn't stop." She swallowed, nodded once. "I'm sorry, Marcus." "I know." Sarah and I walked toward the building. She didn't ask what that was about. She already understood the kind of person I was. She had from the beginning.